Okie doke. Yeah. Doing this to pass the time before I have to go to a meeting on tenant stuff. So let's do this, which is Kabuki with too many keys, which is a league mode. Hello, Clara. Too many keys when you try to understand music theory. Understandable. I don't understand it at all, so I stick to these keys. Hope you're doing well today. I think I have to leave in like 3.5 hours, so this was ideal timing. I got done what I had to get done earlier, which is nice. I know with this whole escape sequence in this mode, we can't go into Castle Tower, which is sad, but also means we're getting a crap ton of Hyrule Castle. Small keys. Mixed bag construction upset Daffodil this morning. They are gone and you're reading. Well, happy it got better. I'm sorry that Daffodil was upset by the construction. Our cats definitely dislike it. That is an upshot of the location of this house here, is that it is... It's not completely secluded, but it's an exceptionally quiet street. Oh, he's leaving forever. Well, you know, we'll always have our memories of good times with Uncle. Is it a Hyrule Castle key? No, it's the first Swamp Small. It's exciting. Even on like the 4th of July up here, you can hear like a little bit of fireworks as compared to my house where people started shooting off actual fireworks. You're in the last leg of a home renovation, but they've gone for like final couple weeks. Hello, Ahib. Thank you for the good luck. That is the first Hyrule Castle Small of 4. Oh, that's right. You were doing all that work on your house. How has that been going? I'm very excited to... Oh, no, I guess I couldn't do that. Never mind. I had a semi-clever thought in my head, but it actually wasn't clever. So ignore me. I try to. Great. Hyrule Castle Small 2. Who's gonna have the big key? Will it be the chest? Will it be the blue guard? Or will it be the ball and chain? I tried to spin and my controller said, nah, not today. There is the big key. That is not the small key. I guess I'll say the good aspect of this being Kabuki, if you're going to put key drop in, is it eliminates the annoyance that is finding the Hyrule Castle crap in the wild. Well, that's really boring. We got them all. Luis Polonia. Oh, God. You're sitting in a waiting room, so you need a story. Luis Polonia is definitely a baseball player. So the very well-traveled Luis Polonia debuted in... I actually want to say he debuted in the end of '86. But he started getting playing time for the A's in '87. Lefty. Leadoff hitter type, like a slashy leadoff. Not so much like a softball leadoff like Otis Nixon or Brett Butler, but he didn't hit for a lot of power, but he was a pretty good average hitter. But he started to get dealt a lot. He was part of the trade with the Yankees that sent Rickey Henderson back to the A's in 1989. He was traded by the Yankees to the Angels in 1990. Played with the Angels for 3 full seasons and the majority of 1990. And then he bounced all over the place. Otis Nixon looked like he was 60 when he was 25. I hate watching Otis Nixon bat. Talked about like the type of pitchers that I hate watching. Otis Nixon's the type of hitter I hate watching. Like literally a softball slapper. But anyway, Polonia was an okay hitter. He was not a good defensive player. Basically left field. I mean, he could play corner. He could play center in a pinch, but he was mostly left field. That's where he played in California. Oh, that's fun. Typical rat, always with the gloves. Oh, I wasn't on the grid. So after the trade in 1990, Polonia hit well for the Angels and basically gave away all of his value with defense and getting caught stealing. For a leadoff type hitter with good speed, he was a really bad base stealer, efficiency-wise. But the Angels needed bats, and they definitely needed outfielders. So Polonia was their everyday left fielder from basically after his trade in 1990 through the 93 season. Had some up times. 91 was probably his best full season. He got a Diamond King. He got a Diamond King after the 92 season, which was really funny. Do things well. But the thing is, despite being a good average hitter, and despite stealing a lot of bases, and he did steal a lot of bases, Polonia was not worth very much in terms of player value. Did not hit for much power. His defense was bad. He was inefficient as a base stealer. Luis Polonia'd that guard? Sure did. 1994, he went back to the Yankees. And was okay as their left fielder on a very, very good Yankees team. Because I guess it should be noted that the do I really... I'm going to consider doing something dumb. Because I feel like it. Crab, please. Crab, please. It was decent, and then I'm trying to remember exactly where his, like, for the next bunch of years, it was like Luis Polonia gets traded mid-season to this team, to that team, to this team. He... probably never getting that. I want to say he finished 95 and 96 with the Braves. He made the last out of the Wild Game 5 1-0 contest in which the Yankees beat the Braves in the 96 World Series. He hit the shot to the gap that Paul O'Neill ran down on a gimpy leg. And after that, Polonia started bouncing around. He played overseas a little bit. He came back for the with the Tigers in 2000 and actually had a pretty good season as like their DH, which is kind of funny. I think he was a player who was rated highly on metrics that we now know are not super critical or valued in the same way, such as just being able to steal a lot of bases because we gave you 700 plate appearances. So you're going to get on base a few times and you're going to steal a base or two. You have a nice batting average, but you don't hit for any power. And I want to say that Polonia was not super well liked by teammates, but that's possibly just me misremembering. There's a very good chance of that. Was this worth it? I can't really say it was. I mean, we got the save and quit points, so that's pretty good, but... I remember thinking that Luis Polonia was really good. I don't know if you're... I mean, no, I shouldn't say I don't know if you are. I would assume that you're familiar with Joe Posnanski, Ahab. So I remember him coining the term, what was it? It had to do with Unieski Betancourt. Like the uni line or something like that. Where it was, we get the perception that the players are like good because they get a lot of playing time. That was very much me growing up. I was like, well, why would somebody who's not good get 700 plate appearances? He's got a 300 batting average. I need 2 of those, that's fine. I can't believe it, there's small keys. How many of those do I need? 5. I'm trying to think of other players who would fit that descriptor of, like, they got a lot of playing time, ergo. You always thought to yourself, why Rich Amaral? Well, Rich Amaral was at least very versatile. Like, replacement level play or the level of a backup is actually kind of an underrated concept. But a player like Amaral could get way more exposed, getting 600 plate appearances than 400, but he could play in like 110 games and get your 400 plus and be in a better spot. Maybe Rob Deere. Rob Deere's an interesting player though. His profile is one that's just like, wow, that's an intriguing player. Because the thing is, like, yeah, we see the fact that he did not hit for batting average. He struck out a crap ton. But he drew a ton of walks, and we know that people hate walks. So that's like a strike against him, even though it was valuable. And his defense in a lot of years was actually, like, better than people thought, which would surprise me because he does not look like somebody who is mobile. I feel like Rick Manning from the 70s is a guy who's like that. But I do have I do consistently wonder about defensive reputations from years before there were more reliable defensive metrics. So as I mentioned previously, you know what, I'm just going to do it this way because I feel like it. When Fangraphs rolled out that whole framing data for catcher value, like, it jibed really hard with the conventional wisdom of how good a lot of these players were. And I do wonder, I think we mentioned it, I guess I mentioned it with pitchers, with those Orioles teams with their great defense, but even for like more modern players like Joe Girardi, if you look up Joe Girardi on either of the main statistical websites, like, he doesn't look like somebody who should have been given much playing time at all. And yet teams consistently wanted him to be their catcher. And I do wonder if it's like somewhere in the middle, where his defense was actually better than it shows up because it wasn't captured fully. It's not going to change the fact that his bat was not really that good. Although when it comes to Joe Girardi, I am reminded of when he was the manager and started like benching Jorge Posada when Posada was like way better than whatever the hell backup option they were going to use, and justified it by saying, well, Jorge Posada sat for me when I was on the team too. And it's like, well, yeah, but that should not have happened. But that's just a thought bubble. Oh, that's cool. This is the opposite of the seed that Shin's playing. Let's just do dirty stuff. I'm down for it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so that's where I got on the tangent. It's like Rick Manning was a consistent presence in the Cleveland lineups in the 70s, and then got traded to Milwaukee and got a lot of playing time there too. But he really doesn't look like a player should have gotten that much playing time. Both Eastern smalls, you say? I mean, I'm not supposed to be up here yet. I figured that the answer is very easily obtainable, but you'll never believe it, but a visible item is a small key. Okay, dude. Come on, dude. I just don't want to risk walking into him on the corner, getting down to 1 heart, and then dying. Sorry, disappeared. I'm searching. Oh. Hope your mom's doing okay. 0 worries at all. That's significantly more important. Yeah, I was just yammering on about nonsense. Defensive knee replacement. Oh. Well, that's better than some alternatives, so hope that goes well. My mom's had surgery on both her rotator cuffs, which was super fun. She's getting one today, one in another 3 to 4 months. Oh boy. What's the rehab process for that like? She can't pitch anymore? Oh no. Oh, your mom had rotator cuff too. That's a yeah, my mom really did not want to have the second one done. The recovery for frickin' rotator cuff sucks. I have a torn labrum, but it's probably never getting fixed, and it's largely okay in terms of everyday living. Rotator cuff would be way worse. Do you tell her to stop throwing curveballs? She actually threw her shoulder out once when I was younger, throwing me pop-ups. Controller, please. I don't think she's ever thrown a curveball, but, you know, she could surprise me. It's not even worth it to steal, no, I mean, it's not worth it to go to the 20 Ruby Cave here. Should check what this is. Well, it's a bomb I could have used, so that's pretty good. That guy died. That guy died. Recovery time for knee is a couple months. Oh, okay. Yeah, I opted against getting labrum surgery prior to baseball season because I was not going to be recovered enough. That was a couple years ago. Because I tore it like right, either I tore it while we were, you know, isolating during the onset of the pandemic. I felt it the first time I threw after we came back. Because a friend of mine on the adult league team on which I used to play, alright, I don't need any more of those. Met up with me early in 2021 to start throwing, and he was late because he was a town over trying to get COVID vaccine. So I had ample time to stretch, warm up. Like, I was fully warmed up, and the first throw I made to him, I felt this like burning pain that I'd never felt in my shoulder before. I was like, that's probably bad. It never really subsided. So I did physical therapy because they thought, what did they think it was? I think they thought it was just a strain or something. Yeah, I did physical therapy with like the aim too of like, all right, once we do this, you go back to your throwing program and then see how it is. And I didn't need to do that. You go back to your throwing program and see how it is. And it's like, well, all right. So anytime I went back to like, the reason it's not so bad is because it really only like the labrum issue only engages when I bring it way back here to like really engage it. And then drive through. And whoops. That was the thing. And the team the likelihood was that I tore it from pitching too much the first year I was on the team because they were very bad and they had basically no pitchers. And I'm like, well, you know, I can give it a shot. I basically taught myself to pitch. I didn't pitch that much when I was younger. I didn't have good coaches in terms of instruction. So I mean, I pitched some, but I wasn't really taught how to pitch. And I learned how to pitch by teaching others how to pitch. Or I guess by seeing other coaches teach people, and then I adopted those methodologies myself. So the first few games I pitched, they went pretty well. So we go to what was at the time the best team in the league. You're currently teaching your kid how to pitch. That sounds fun. I enjoyed teaching pitching. We went to the best team in the league, and I'd been mostly pitching in relief. It had been, you know, longer and longer stints. So we get there, and the manager of our team asks me, are you ready to go today? I'm like, pitch? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, sure. Like, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Am I, you know, in relief? Or was like, no, I think you're gonna start today. I'm like, oh, okay. Who's up next? And he's like, we'll figure it out when we get there. I'm like, oh. All right. Sure. Oh, there's the money. Do you want to teach your kid? If I lived near you, I would take you up on that offer. I don't think I live close enough, sadly. How old is your son who's learning? I mean, you don't have to say here on the internet. You could tell me via DM. You don't need to divulge personal details. That question slipped out. He's 9, but a big 9. Okay. Honestly, that's a fun age to teach kids how to do stuff like pitching. I don't know that I think I have to do this, but there's no guaranteed key here, so he's like 5'1", 110. Dang, that is a big 9-year-old. I think I'm saying screw it to... I probably should have said screw it to skull altogether. Clearly should have. I'm not even bothering with big key chest and the back now. Since I burned this key... Can y'all move? Yep, that's adequate. Yeah, 'cause younger age you can focus on mechanics. A lot of kids don't want to work on mechanics because they want to be pitching, which is understandable. But if you don't have the good basis, you're going to be burning a lot of extra pitches, and that's not fun. Trying to get him to use his body and hips and less arms. Yes, that is the biggest. I mean, you're on the absolutely on the right track. My mantra for baseball instruction is that the most important parts of the game are played below the waist. There's a lot of focus on swinging the bat, pitching with using your arm, but everything that's critical utilizes the lower body. And pitching is particularly important, lest you overuse your arm, which is sadly common. And I watched some of these kids in high school, because now all of one of my main issues the last few years I was coaching was that everybody and their brother was going to private instructors who were teaching them mechanics to throw like Garrett Cole or Spencer Strider, when they're like not those people. They are high school athletes, or sometimes even younger. And you can spot future injuries, like coming a mile away. Mini rant, 9-year-olds don't need a crazy bat. Yes, that's 100% accurate. Friggin' bats. I don't even know what's... I tried to not even know what bats were good when I was coaching, because I couldn't. I was the kid on the team who was always borrowing somebody else's bat, because I couldn't afford one. Even if that wasn't a real bat name, you could have convinced me easily that that's a bat name, because I can totally see the kids that I used to coach saying that. Status is a thing, though. Oh, good. It's really what I wanted. There's a pitcher on one of the better teams in our league, like 3-4 years ago, who threw with basically all arms. And I was like, oh baby, this is a beatable dungeon if there ever was one. Let's go. That stuff does matter to using a bat like that before high school. I still walked into it anyway, great. Anyway, this kid threw with like all arms. He was 100% reliever delivery, but he could pump it. I'll give him that. And I'm like, that kid's gonna blow out. Like, no doubt. He got through high school, but he's gonna blow out. Freshman year of college. Psh. Goodbye, elbow. Definitely don't love being right about that, but If y'all would drop if y'all would drop health, that would be great. I have a fairy, but I'd prefer not to burn it. Gonna skip the crap out of Gamma's chest, I hope. Oh, so anyway, I did not actually finish my exciting story about my labrum tear. So... went through physical therapy. They told me to restart a throwing program. And every time I would, you know, it would feel like it was better because I was strengthening it a little bit through rehab. But it never really felt great. And every time I would go bring it back, I would get that same burning pain. So eventually, it got to the point where they took something, because I went to see like a shoulder specialist before they did an MRI, and then he finally ordered an MRI, and I saw like the person who was their main doctor, and they got the MRI back. Oh yeah, your labrum's torn. It's like, oh, you were you unable to find that out? You couldn't have ordered that early. You can't, because of the stupid process you have to go to. A kid that I coached whose parents have amazing insurance had to go through the same thing. I think that was the very next year too, where he kept having shoulder issues early in the season. Went through physical therapy, kept trying to come back. Every time he'd come back, not great. And then literally months later, they finally order an MRI. And it's like, oh yeah, torn labrum. Nice flute. The recovery process for that was absolutely not something I wanted to go to. Injury recovery rushed. I think the labrum was torn, and they have to go through, insurance makes you go through all these processes instead of just doing the scan that will show if you have an MRI or not. My back injury was the exact same thing. I went through an absurd amount of rehab for my back, which was nice enough, but never actually cleared up the issues. And then they finally do an MRI, and it's like, oh yeah, you've got 2 bulging discs and 2 narrowed nerve canals, basically in the same area. Which is why when you're trying to do a stretching regimen, you're still hurting no matter which direction you go, because they're alleviated by opposing motions and irritated by opposing motions, which is great. It's a lot of TR keys. So the nice flute is what? Logical, mountain stuff. The fire rod is still not logic. Do. But yeah, labrum is not happening. I have other surgical issues that will take precedence over that. 'Cause it's the thing that least affects my life. Okay, need that. I mean, you need most of this crap, so let's be real. It's a lot of those, too. Where do I want to go next is another question. Need more GT keys game. Oh my gosh, Shin with the raid. Hello, Shin. Shin, how did the rest of Honest Cross Keys go? I only left like 45 minutes ago, so did it wrap up significantly more quickly than expected? Hope you're doing well. I am getting the keys. I have a dishonest fire rod. I'm excited about that. I have a lot of money I don't need. I'm less excited about that. It's a lot of TR stuff. You are freed from the shackles of honesty? Well, that's good to know. I'm happy to hear that. Go mode was pod at Pyramid Fairy. The 5/6s were what? Thieves and... You have to go mode both pod and mire. Nice. Desert and Thieves. Cool. Desert was at the back of Skull. That's fun too. Oh, that's neat. This mode is kind of what you'd think it is. It's Kabuki, but somehow feels more mindless. Gonna just chill for a couple hours until glitch. Ooh, cheaty glitch. Ew, this. Kabooty. It's a fair point. Who are you playing in cheaty glitches? Is this the Vextifer match? Did I forget and miss the Vextifer match? Akuhaish. So apparently I did. Apparently I did forget and miss the Vextifer match. Oh, good. Vextifer was last Friday. Ah. I didn't even know Aku was in this event. I know things. I pay attention. Oh, I can get the freaking thing in the back. Hey, look, a small key. Can you believe it? That was that was the one with you and beer. Okie doke. That makes sense. I do remember that part because I showed up and the seed was over. I think Aku was a replacement for somebody who dropped. Was it Jon Snow? Was it the Jon Snow drop? Hey, look, a small key. Can you believe it? No, it was somebody else. Oh, okay. Alright, something funny in this pot. You know you want to, game. You know you want to. That's not funny. Someone who dropped before the tournament started. Huh. I have mountain crap and I have pod crap. Technically, I have some castle tower crap. That guy died. get ourselves a burner. Don't believe I can beat ice. I'm trying to think actually. Maybe I could. This could be an error. It could be an error no matter what, because a lot of this stuff is actually not in logic. But I'm not playing honest Cabookeydrop, so. Who cares about logic? Not me. I'm still sad my mountain stuff is now in logic. I got some fun crap up there out of logic. At least the fire rod still is. Left brainers? I mean, I care about logic in certain things. I think the good thing about rando is it frees me from worrying about some of that stuff. Also, I mostly just do a lot of it to troll Gamma, which is also a noble endeavor. You're tempting me, game. Nah. I don't think so. Hello, Zax. There's nothing to manga S about. Do you know how much other crap I would be doing and will be doing before ever considering that? All of it. Never change, pod. Pull up the dark room maps. Alright, that's beatable. I'm inclined to go there next. That was probably worth it. Live freebie. There's a lady pushing around a small dog in a stroller here. That's nice. I'll share this story because it makes me laugh. One of the few people who I have been told did not react super hot to my recent coming out post on the interwebs was one of the people I used to play baseball with. Super macho and whatever. And also, if his wife came to the game, he would push around their cat in a stroller. Can't deal with trans people, though. Dude, please. They can deal with it. No, I mean they're so macho that you know. Big day for Smirk. I just find it really. The juxtaposition is what gets it for me, or makes it funny for me. Because I personally don't care whether, you know, assholes don't like me or whatever. Because I'm not playing the whole don't agree with your lifestyle bullshit. But oh, good. Hello, Beer. Thank you for the good luck. I'm doing a lot of stuff, so that's pretty good, I think. I don't know if you've seen, but there's a lot of keys in this mode, which is a little disconcerting, but at least it's not co-op. Because that mode drove me frickin' bananas last year. I can't believe we won those two. Not that I'm doubting in our team's... Oh, okie doke game. I mean, I like it, just like I like this. Shin can attest that when the modes came out, I said I would like to play this mode specifically. That is the only mode on the docket that I will say that I expressly want to play. What's the problem with co-op? The problem with co-op in this mode is there's too much crap, Zax. There's too much crap. Yeah, trying to keep, yes, like, it's just, there's just too much crap. It is actually no more profound than that. Yeah, I totally agree. Co-op cross keys make sense. Honestly, the more people talk in co-op cross keys, oddly enough, the easier it is for me to keep. Right, I'm doing this out of logic. The easier it is for me to keep track of stuff. Whereas for this mode, like, it was, or, you know, I mean, this is basically the same as 80 KDB, let's be real. It's all the same. Yeah, you and Smirk took a bullet for me with doors. I will give you all the credit for that. Do I do the... I think I do. I never know how... Oh wait, no, I don't have to worry about it because I'm not... Never mind. I am not... not ice breaking. Yeah, I think I played both of the matches in week 1 last year. And it was just They were both just chaotic messes. I forget which one it was, but we definitely VOD scrubbed on one of them to try to find a small key, because of course it's a small key. It's never anything but the small key. But which one, you ask? Yes, that one. I think that was the one they would smirk because they were watching. Was that the one you were watching on the super tiny screen for ants that they put up as the restream? When nobody was signed up, so we're like, oh, I guess not. They're not doing anything. I think like More Guy or somebody told Smirk, like, oh, by the way, good luck on restream. And he's like, oh, wait, what? Who with the what now? He told me that during the scene, and I started laughing, and I'm just like, all right, that's what we're going with. I guess we probably, and then after it was over, he's like, do you think we need to go do an interview? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we don't, but even if we do, it's not happening today. And that was the impetus for me actually saying something in the feedback section. Oh, that's nice. To be like, hey, by the way, we were pegged for restream in our first two matches. Nobody told us about a cancellation for the first, and in the second, apparently you went along with just launching it live with nobody, which is fun. Fudge. Problem with Restream is there's no one organizing the organizers. Yeah. Hey, that sounds like something from my community organization group / mutual aid group. An organization of organizers is actually a phrase I've seen used multiple times. And I kind of hate it because it sounds like corporate buzzwords. Corporate speak buzzwords. How about that? Did I get anything here? Got Desert Big. That's pretty exciting. It's almost in logic. Guess I have to reluctantly do mountain crap. League will just say we're putting up 5 streams today and assume everyone else will get. Yes, that's pretty much how it's been. I mean, sometimes the main tournament did the same thing too. In case the volunteers will get. Oh, I hope you're all excited to watch. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm not even gonna bother trying. This is how I screw up, because my hands aren't good enough for sword beam dupes most of the time. Get burnt out and quit. Instead, we just have you or Phoenix, depending on what year and what thing, do everything. So I have 4 crystals, and they were all dirty when I got them, so that's awesome. I really like this. Just get burnt out and quit tournaments. See, that's what happened for me, but then I just kept sucking myself back in. Just keep sucking instead. Yeah, we gotta save the sucking for the playoffs. Gotta get all that winning going in the regular season now. Look at these guys. Alright, what's it gonna be? Ether? Not ether? Ether or? Quake. Do it as poorly as possible so you don't get asked again. I think League is the shortest main tournament anymore, and it's like, if you win, yeah, like, all of these tournaments with their playoffs, they just go on for frickin' ever. I think I was one of like one or two people that actually like formally say it, but I remember the first year that the Kaz Boots tournament ran, and the playoffs was just a best of one. A ton of people complained and were like, oh, this is horrible because, you know, how will we demonstrate our skill to the world? I have 156, I'll say it's you. Desert Big Chest. Technically one thing, Castle Tower. But I remember Trinex was like one of the few people who was like, just, yeah, best of one playoffs, it's fine. It's about having fun, so that's every TRK. So let's just do that. Like, no, this is serious business. We're playing casual boots. If you slot Beer League during the latter half of playoffs for each main tournaments, you would lose basically. That's fair. I have very little stuff that's left. Oh, this isn't even logic. I'm an idiot. Oh well, I'm here, so whatever. This is not in logic. We should be doing something else. The mode is called Serious. I want to know what that mode would entail. I want a serious boots tournament. Yeah, this was an error coming here, but that's fine. Oh, okay. Sure. Let's do more out of logic crap. You're only allowed to enter the tourney if you can sub 4 escape, sub 5 escape. I mean, I consistently put up 455, so I'm good. That's probably not necessary. The pod big is nice. Desert Big Chest, Gamma's Chest, which, like, no. Ledgers, first thing Castle Tower. Catfish, Zora. cool, dudes. Ledgers! Big day for ledgers. Yeah, now I kind of want to see that tournament proposed. Simply because I want to see the discourse TM around it. You just thought there was cross keys. It's Kabuki with additional garbage. The rat had a glove on him. It's funny. That should have been CT2. Yeah, for CT3 on the guard. But not CT4 in the circle of pots. Quake. Oh, this is going to be a fun effort routing Meyer. Don't really know how to do that, but you gotta figure it out. Will Zora screw me over as badly as it did last night? Probably. Don't care, don't care. I was too close to the middle. Okie doke. Oh, I forgot. I got them mixed up. I thought this was Quake for some reason, even though I don't have Quake. I'm like, I have to kill the bird first. No. Could have frozen the bird. What a sad time. I guess I just do left side, right? Fishbone, I guess, is the question for that. Gamma freezes his birds after they tell him where all the stuff is. Yeah, that's how they have such staying power. He calls it preserving. Probably. Birds are a government hoax. Oh, neat. That's almost in logic. Just locked behind X amount of small keys and the Arabic key. So, you know, basically there. Thanks, folks. What do I actually have outside of Maya? Like, the answer's gotta be Maya, right? Which is also a crystal. Which is also not in logic yet. I'm trying to think if I loop back around, can I get to Fishbone? Home needs it. Cute. Now I'm not sure if I care about Fishbone. Well, I'm pretty sure I don't care. What about horses? There's a lot of them up here. I need to know whether they're real or not. I met a goat, and a goat's very real. Nobody will tell me otherwise. Well, I guess we are doing Fishbone. Nice rod. Horses don't exist. Wow. It's just a stick. Oh no, I can't get out of here by doing that. I'm like, I'll be clever. And by clever, I mean lock myself in. No, wait, no, I could have. Oops. I was clever and then became unclever. Oh well. So horses do not exist, which is cited. Kinda think I need citation on that one. Should I have used the fillet to get that fairy? Oh. No, I should not have. Good talk. Interesting. We got the stick, so that's pretty big. If I get in trouble here, which I will. Did I? I don't know if I lifted the pot. I don't think I lifted the pot. Sure didn't. I need to know the source of that quote before I add the quote, though. Okay. Open the door. Wayne Gretzky. It's Wayne Gretzky. As told by Michael Scott. Will I die? Vote now with channel points. Smart money's on yes. Hello, Kumis. Thank you for the good luck. I'm definitely going to need it. I certainly won't die here. Probably going to die. I just don't want to do this. I should know how much these things do on when I'm on green mail. But we're just gonna play it super safe. No dying allowed, just a little bit though, as a treat. It's another dirty crystal, throw it on the board. Posted the site, thank you. It would be good if you linked it to the, I guess I checked the Desert Big Chest. Because the Desert Big is in Logic now. Bonus points if you link it to the post where Gamma says the names of the progression birds. Or at least one of them. I am not chasing the stuff in the top there. February 1st, 2013, Leslie Wiley wrote an article on Horse Nation titled, "So is there horse meat in my Whopper or what?" Alright. I mean, I feel like that's an important question to ask, if there is the possibility of horse meat being in said fast food stuffs. That's something the horse version of John Boyce wrote. Let's watch the video. Get the graphs. The slowly populating graphs. I don't care too much about. What the hell do I need at this point? I need a bow. I need a desert small. That's not it. I need 2 more of those, which is great. I didn't really need that. With 5 I can get, with 5 and Specky Clip I can get everything. Oh yeah? It also depends if you're against it. Yeah, definitely love that lamp. No problem slaughtering any number of animals. Switzerland doesn't give a darn. Fair enough. Friend of ours sent a friend of my partner and I sent a message last night talking about, he's the person who has the goat, saying that he saw a weasel catch a mouse out in the snow last night. And I'm like, I like the sound of weasel. I like the sound of mice. I don't really like the sound of an animal dying, but that's me. I understand nature. I fully do. It has nothing to do with a moral or philosophical argument. I just don't want to watch animals die. That's pretty simple. Buy your house in Switzerland's famous for chicken, cordon bleu, and horse steak. Think I might be looking for a different restaurant. I remember going to a German restaurant for a field trip, like a German, you know, it's the basis of the menu. It wasn't in Germany because I've never been to Germany, probably never will be. But yeah, I was the ultra rare vegetarian in middle school, and it was very difficult to find something to eat on that field trip. Hello, Tank. Tank has opted to mash those two meals together. Slap a burger patty on it and you've got yourself a stew. Too many cooks, though. This place has only had the lamp. That's it. This is technically another dirty crystal, though, so that's exciting. I thought I had hookshot equipped. Evidently, I did not have hookshot equipped, which is fun. Why? It was dirty. Why did you clean it up? How dare. Snarf. Smart. See, Snarf is if you grew up watching Thundercats. Animaniacs? Was there a Snarf in that? I think it was Narf. I think, what, Pinky's catchphrase was Narf, I think. Snarf was my favorite. Thundercats was like my favorite show when I was young. Yours was the Wonder Years? You a big Daniel Stern fan? Don't remember why. I liked the Wonder Years. I liked it less when I got older and watched it in Thundercats. Oh. I liked the Wonder Years less when I got older and realized how much of an asshole Kevin was a lot of the time. Hair, big chest, Gamma's chest, turning in the mushroom, and this crap. It's because everyone thought Paul was Marilyn Manson. Was that a thing? Well, I guess so, if you're noting that it was a rumor that gained some traction. I never heard that. No, that was Pete and Pete. That was Pete and Pete back in the old Nickelodeon days. I am not going back into... Oh, crap. The thing in Castle Tower is in Logic now. I guess I hate this. I said at the outset, the upshot of this mode is that You at the very least don't have to worry about the backtracks to Hyrule Castle, but when Nicola, thank you for I was talking with the non-binary alien about old Nick shows a little while back. Say that weird hybrid computer drawn 3D animation that's so pervasive. I don't know if the thing in desert is in logic. It might be? Cool. Imagine having Looney Tunes versus Bluey. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean my partner is an illustrator, so they have very high standards for stuff like animation. Understandably, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna assume that TR is gonna be the last crystal, right? All you're saying is if anime was and all the BS was farmed out to Korean laborers, oh dear. Or when Hanna-Barbera was reusing characters and shots in like 4 different shows at once. E.g. Futurama. Whenever The Simpsons got to a point where everything looked so obviously computer animated, it's just like, ugh. There's a lot of issues with later era Simpsons, but wrong thing. You have to open it first. Good luck in the meeting, Beer. You were about to say it's interesting to hear them discuss that stuff openly in Futurama audio commentaries. Interesting. I've never heard. It's all news to me. I mean, not the fact that stuff got shipped out to Korea. Like, again, not our first rodeo here. We know the deal. What do I need at this point? Bow. Yeah, this is a crystal. Huge shock. Bow. Desert small. Pod. No. Eastern big. And 2 castle tower smalls because it's an 80 keys mode. There's the bow. Oh, I should note that now that we're trending toward a very good chance of this being a Chew seed, I had 2 smalls when I went to Thieves Town, and the big was in the front and is like, let's go. Oh. Like, where's the small key? I have it. Good talk. Literally garbage. I don't think I skip anything. The more that I can duck in GT, I think it's for the best. Get those bombs, Helper. Being hyper thorough is probably not the greatest thing in the world against the two players in this race, but who gives a crap? I don't really see where the corners are that I'm going to would be aiming to cut, so. That really doesn't do much. Price says how many? 6 thing. I have my little cheat sheet of key drop key totals over here, because I do not remember them unless I have played a bunch of key drop in a row. So I need 3 small keys. 3 small keys and Eastern big. One of the 2 safety items is a lumberjack. So that's fun. This will help me with the lasers. Okay. I mean, the Desert Palace key is nice. Now we just need Eastern big to show up next, so we can be 2 castle tower smalls from go. As nature intended. Boop. I had a pretty epic Trinex fight last night. It was great. Definitely didn't take too long. Or involved me thinking I had a different sword than I did. It was good. Bum, 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 bum. How many? There's 8 GT smalls, right? You need 2 for the climb. The one thing I'm not sure about is Talen's room. Let's see, we use 1 for the right side. towers. One. I think I might be okay with it with 5. Whatever, dude. Cute. Book. Natuurlijk. Do I check Bombo's tablet? I guess if I check, I don't know. There's Bombo's tablet and TR and Hera big chest. Before climbing plus tile room. Cool. As foretold. Bad hype. 2 castle tower smalls from Go. Love it. Bad hype is still percolating from the crosskey. Well, wasn't it at Lumberjack? I was trying to... I think I missed when you spotted it, and I was trying to, like, see on your map. It's not always easy, because, you know, the graphics are small. Oh, good. I read it right. Yeah, that's why it was percolating rather than intensifying. Or... Oh, good. Whatever the hell that was. Whatever the hell that was. Hey, the whatever I got in Spike Cave is in Logic now. That's great. Honestly, I think I'm just climbing. I'm gonna go through Ice Armos and I'm just gonna climb. And then try to do Pod Eastern Desert and spike those keys either on the climb or there. And then when it's in none of those places, be super happy. One day you'll get to it. That's, you know, Bat's patient. He's just biding his time. Even if I was 1 small from Go, I still think I would do this. Bottle percent. Does answer my question though that I was not in okay spot with the small keys if I did not get that extra one. I'll forget by the next time I play this. Oh, that guy slipped that. Good controller though. Garbage. 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 Oh, let's have them be the last 2 small keys. Do it, game, you won't. I didn't think that was actually going to hit him. Yeah, that one was off timing. Ugh. Wow. Wow. Absolute brilliance in action. It was a very nice climb you did earlier, Shin. Like, absolutely shredded a lot of those rooms with... My controller's bad. Holy crap, it pointed me in the wrong direction twice. Fudge. My question now is whether there's a bailout key up here. I'm actually pretty interested in the answer. I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna say that at least number 7 is up here. I thought I got the drop. I was not looking at the item counter. I thought that the 20 rupees was the drop. I was correct, and I killed the other guy anyway. I do not want to spin there, dude. That is an area of the platform I do not want to spin. Good stuff. Quick, mirror out to the Harabig chest and ether tablet, then reclimb. Shooters. So it's 6 small keys left in the game. How many of the other 4 will I get before I finally get the 4th and final castle tower key? Whoa, controller, please. Um, the big chest is the annoying one here. Should have picked it up and just brute forced it. Alright. Let's make some plays here. So yeah, I am not touching I'm not touching the big chest here. Gonna beat Eastern. All of those checks are along the way. Turn in the green pendant, do desert. And then assess. Cute. I think that's what, like a logical double dip of GT. Trying to think about the options if all of this strikes out, which could happen. There'll be bat, pedestal, the tablets, hero big chest, pod big chest, gamma's chest, all garbage. Circle of pots, tile room. Easy game. Can this be sub 2? I feel like it's going to be very dicey, very close, but think I should be fine, arrow-wise. Do, 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 do. We can toss yet another chew on the pile, as expected, as was written. Let's try to avoid muscle memory here too. Was successful in desert. Okay, dude. Do, 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 do. Don't really need the arrows unless my controller is a jerk, but my controller's been a jerk, so... Just didn't want to get into the Ganon fight and inadvertently have it like screw up multiple arrow shots. Even with a little sideways movement, it's still okay. You know what, I'll take a sub 2 in this. What? What the hell did I miss? I call shenanigans there, absolute shenanigans. Never miss that. no, silvers, they were free pretty much. Oh, okay. Now that's screwing up. Great. Everything's screwed up. Oh, tie! Let's go! Tie for second. Thank you for the GG Shin and Zax. You know what? I'll take screwing up the Ganon fight if it gets me a tie. We haven't had one in a while. Yes. That brings me way more happiness than if I'd finished second outright. It's been so long. Mike said that Quake got him. Yeah, Quake sucked. First tie in a long time. Oh, so good. How smelly was this moth? No, it's Moth Lua. Moth Lua, you know, moderately smelly. Has a bad SNI. Yeah, it's not great. It forgets to track things consistently. The tracker is the tracker contains the spikes. It eats the inputs. Jesse and Mike are talking in the thread about the seed. I don't remember most of it. I remember that we tied, and that's all I care about. And Gamma's chest was garbage. Awesome. And my controller screwed up the Ganon fight for me, a smile. Again. This is more than 174, right? I mean, key drop, that's like 249. I have, except for desert, basically nothing left in dungeons, and then a bunch of stray garbage. I didn't get several visible items, but I got a decent amount, I think. Like 210? I'm gonna go with 210. See how badly I'm off on this guess. Yeah, by 11. You know what? It was fine. Aside from controller-related mishaps. But those controller-related mishaps combined to let me tie. So you know what? Gamma's chest garbage tie equals great. What is Doc playing? Ladder 80 keys. I don't know if he's still going, but we're rating him. Go congratulate Doc on getting a job as professor. He plays 80 keys. Thank you again, Shin and Zax, for the GGs. Shin for the raid. Beer was here. Tank was here. Thank you, Ahab, for redeeming Talk About Luis Polonia, which was a quality discussion. Clara was here. Am I missing anybody? Maybe. Yeah, a lot of people talked, so I can't see, but yep. It's almost... It's too bad, like... I feel like it would be a waste, but kind of be funny to have a derivation. Have like 5 different derivations of that for the dungeon prize. Because what you'd have to do, have 2 different kinds of crystals plus 3 kinds of pendants. It's a lot of pointless work and a lot of emote space that I don't have. I guess you could make an animated emote out of that, right? I have a ton of room for those because what the hell? Just have it cycle through. What a waste of time. I might do that. Anyway, hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye.